Hey everyone, Robert Silva here, and I really appreciate you all tuning in for another live episode. Just had to lower the volume on my cell phone over here, and look at that. Okay, there we go. Today I want to kind of share with you an experience I had, as I mentioned in the description down below, that I had a recent, very unplanned photo shoot that went extremely well and but I learned some very valuable lessons. And when I got home with the photos, I wasn't sure what to expect, but ironically, they came out really well. I felt they did at the time, but you never know until you get home. Real quick, let me know what you think of the sound. How's the video? Is the is there any the latency issues or anything like that? Please post it down below. Let me know so that I can fix that and make this stream that much better for all of you out there. So far it looks solid on my end. The stream status says excellent, so that's pretty dope. I do want to go live more often. Um, my thing is just really time since I'm a Lumix advocate and also full time photographer. I'm kind of busy a lot of otherwise I would do more videos, in a more consistent basis, at least once or twice a week. But it does get rough. Um, so please do forgive me for that. But trust me, it's definitely on a priority list for me to produce more videos. The other thing is that before we get into today's topic, is that I have really thought about what unique things I could bring to this channel. And granted, my channel is all about photography, especially portrait, fashion photography. And I've considered introducing my experience with video, not just like YouTube production or like making these videos, which could help too. I don't mind sharing tips and tricks on how to improve your vlogging videos, but also just in general as a filmmaker. I do have another YouTube channel called Day One Films, and since last year, I've produced and released seven. We released six, but we produced seven short films already. And at first I thought I wanted to keep it very separate between the filmmaker life and the photography life, and but I realized that even my clients, I can't even separate the two because a lot of them are starting to ask that question. Hey, do you do video too? Whether it be weddings or just commercial clients. Sometimes they want a video for their social media as well as some photography of their products. So that's why having cameras that can be perfect hybrids for me to quickly switch between two functions is really important. But then I realized, since I've been learning and growing, making mistakes along the way, why don't I share that with all of you on this channel? If video content creation or any filmmaking experience, tips and tricks, etc., or just sharing you my journey, if that's something you would like to hear, feel free to post down below. Let me know what you think. If not, I'll keep it very photography based, but photography and videography work hand in hand together. They really do. And having shot for 9 years has made my ability to enjoy the process of filmmaking so much easier because you're still dealing with composition. You're still dealing with, the same a lot of the times same focal ranges and what they do to your subject and to the scene. You're dealing with lighting, the gear. Now it's all about stabilization, movement, audio are some new elements that are added to the equation, but they complement each other. So that's why I wanted to bring it to you. What do you think if I started mentioning some topics about filmmaking and video content creation as well as my photography? Do you think that's a good idea? Let me know down below. So, the third thing I wanted to talk about before we get into today's topic is I was thinking about doing weekly vlogs or like check ins with all of you. Would you like me to just kind of check in with all of you on Instagram, not on Instagram. I mean, I'll share this video on Instagram, but here on YouTube, and um, just share with you what I go through on a regular basis as a photographer. Now, that means the wins, the losses, gear purchases, gear maybe not gear purchases, because I don't want to get that gas. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I get gas a lot. So um and just maybe some obstacles I had to overcome with a recent shoot. Now, um, I really thought about this and I thought that might be a good idea. Again, if you think me doing regular vlogs about just regular experiences of me as a photographer, working with numerous models, maybe even if you have a topic you want me to go over, I'm more than glad to discuss that. But what would you think about me doing a weekly or just a regular vlog about my life as a photographer and all the things that happened to me? So I'm just trying to think of creative content that can help enable you to realize that, like, even as photographers, we get more experience, we still come up face to face with a lot of similar challenges that even amateurs might. We just know how to get maneuver around those challenges and adapt quickly. But we still sometimes forget batteries at home, or forget to charge a battery, or think an SD card was still in a camera. It's happened to us all. One time I showed up to a, what was it, engagement shoot, and I only had one lens, and I thought I packed three lenses. And that was an amazing experience. Thankfully, they had no clue. Thankfully it was like the 70 to 200 I had, but I thought I had the 24 to 70, and I thought I had a prime lens. But keeping my cool, etc., allowed my client to not even know that that was the case, that I forgot half my gear, and we knocked out the photo shoot. Everything went fine, but I knew deep inside that I fucked up, or I left some stuff at home. So with that said, I want to just like use this vlogging opportunity to bring to you kind of like the everyday human side of a working photographer, and what are the things that I have to overcome, or what are the achievements I've gained doing what I love to do. So, you might learn something. I don't know. But let me know what you think if you would like to see regular vlogs from me. Okay, now let's get in. Before we get into everything, feel free to go over here on social media. You can follow me on Facebook at Robert Silver Photography. I do have a page there. Um, you could also obviously on Instagram at Robert Silver Photography if you haven't followed me already. I do have a Patreon, but I haven't really done anything with it yet. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do. On Twitter, for sure, Robert Silver Photog, and on Snapchat, but I don't really use Snapchat a whole lot. And I do have a TikTok at Robert Silver Photography, and I don't really use that a whole lot. So, but anyway, I'm most active on Facebook and Instagram by far, and of course YouTube. So just a little FYI, okay. So let's get back over to me right quick. Here we go. Okay, so today, as I said in the description, it was I recently had a very unplanned photo shoot, and matter of fact, it wasn't planned at all, and it was with I was on a hike. At least it was a model friend of mine named Dallas. She's signed with MDT Agency, Marla Dell Talent Agency over in San Francisco, and we decided to just go on a hike. It was nothing major. It's like, all right, let's just meet up and go on a hike. And I brought one camera with me and one lens, and that camera and lens was the S5. It's the S5 with the Sigma Art lens, the 24 millimeter f1.4, and I only brought this because I wanted to take some, like, I don't know, landscapes if that was a opportunity. Okay, and um, hey, thanks, Mikael. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Big up to you too. I appreciate that. Um, Feel free if anybody has any questions, concerns, etc. You could smash that good old what is that super chat there. Always helps. And the more super chats I end up getting, the more uh, able I am to dedicate myself to producing more videos, and then therefore giving you regular content that hopefully will help inspire you. Okay, so back to what I was saying. We went on a hike over at Sequoia Park over in the Oakland Hills here in the Bay Area, and I I I I literally didn't even feel like taking photos of her. We just wanted to hang out, go for a hike. So I brought the camera just for landscape if there was going to be an opportunity. And of course, that wasn't going to be, that wasn't the reality. The reality is, um, it was actually a really good hike. And all of a sudden, I saw this like tree that fell over. This great open space, beautiful, soft, natural light. Even though it was the middle of the day, this beautiful canopy. It was fantastic, and I couldn't resist. So I asked Dallas, "Hey, yo, let's take a couple pictures right quick." And actually, I just got this 24 millimeter lens. I think about 2 weeks ago. I posted it on Instagram, and I haven't shot any portraits with it. I've shot video with it. That's why I got it. I got it for my video and filmmaking because that lens is sharp as a tack and it's fantastic. So, um, but I haven't shot any portraits with it. But I was like, all right, this is a perfect, like a picture perfect opportunity. I have to take some photos of you. And of course, she was like, all right, cool, let's do it. And ironically, when I was done, um, I realized, first of all, the shoot, this like very unplanned shoot, uh, it went really smooth. It was really effortless. Okay. I like the fact that I only had one lens, and having just the one lens meant I didn't have to overthink the process of taking portraits of Dallas. By the way, you could check out her Instagram. It's in the description section down below if you want to work with her or reach out to her agency, etc. You could contact her, inbox her, tell her, you saw my video. Anyway, so I didn't have to overthink the process having multiple lenses, and sometimes that gets in the way of being a photographer. That's why I've mentioned numerous times, especially on Instagram, just go show up to a shoot with one lens, right? I'm not saying a paid shoot, but like if you're doing a trade shoot with a local model, just show up with one lens and let the process speak for itself. The model at the end of the day just wants to see the result. She doesn't care if you did it with two toothpicks and a looking glass. Okay, if you could pull off this photo shoot and produce photos that she's happy with and she's gonna brag to the world about, who gives a shit? So that's why I highly recommend slowing down the process of all this digital photography and just grab one solid lens, and you'll be amazed how far you could push yourself. And that's one thing I really learned about. That was one of my biggest takeaways from this photo shoot, was that how I really enjoyed the process of taking photos. Even though I didn't show up with the intention, I didn't even feel like taking photos, but yet me getting pumped by the first, second, or third photos got her pumped. And she started really giving some awesome poses, and there was a synergy happening. And when I got home, the funniest thing was I realized we took less than 40 photos to knock out the amount of looks, angles, and composition that I was like, all right, we're solid. Like this is a nice collection. And honestly, this is probably one of the first times where in which we knocked out this session, this unplanned session, as I mentioned, in less than 40 photos. What I mean is the close up, the medium, the wide, it was covered all in 40 photos. So that's why I was like, okay, I have to share this with my followers here, with all of you, because these are some of the things that we're missing in the world of digital instant gratification, and keep on shooting until your battery dies, because that's the reality we are in. And but in the big scheme of things, a model only needs one, maybe two photos of that one look in her portfolio. So giving her 10 looks or thinking you got 10 good photos at the end of the day doesn't do a whole lot of justice unless you're shooting specifically for social media post. But even still, of the same look, it's just not going to happen. It's not as beneficial as what I'm saying. So that was one thing that I really enjoyed. So before I get into the next things, how about we go take a look at the photos, right? And then feel free to post down below if there is a question you may have or something that you need help to overcome in your photography. Of course, I'm here to answer any of those questions. So let's go on over to my computer. Here we go. All right. So right now, here are all the photos I took. You can see the total down here is only 41. Okay. But that's really 38 because that's minus these 3 photos, right? And these are landscapes. Okay. So you can see these were my original intention, was just to take some landscape photos with the 24 millimeter, right? So so as we're walking, that's exactly what I did. I took this photo. You can see it's still loading. Thank you, Mac. Like, what the hell is up with that? And then this one I didn't process, but here you go. Here's another one. And then this one I did some editing on, right? And that was like the last landscape. Reason is the hike was like getting pretty intense and there was so much canopy. There was hardly any like opportunities like this where we were on the trail. So here we are. You can see right here, like, okay, I tested the light. I was like, oh, the lighting is looking really, really good here. You can see let's check out the time. It was 11:30. So the lighting is getting pretty harsh right now. At 11:30, Oakland Hills. This is like, it's pretty bright. You could tell how blown out the background is right there. Now, you can see I have the Sigma 24 millimeter f1.8, 1.4, excuse me, and I'm shooting wide open, okay, and the shutter speed at 1/500 and ISO 640 there, right? So I'm like, all right, cool, I really like it, and this is where we start to really, really flow, okay? So I'm just gonna go through this here. Let me just go to this. Excuse me. There we go. Cool. So you can see I already edited and favored them, and I'm going to get to those in a second, okay? So we have this. That one I edited, and I believe I posted that on my Instagram, okay? And you can see as soon as I felt like I got the shot, I didn't overshoot. This was a test, obviously. If it wasn't, it is. So as soon as I got it, I was like, cool. I like the composition. I like the balance. Cool. Move on. Then, you know what? Hold on. Let me see if I just want to check something real quick. Here we go. Okay, cool. All right. Let me know if the window is freezing or not. I just want to make sure it's looking pretty solid up there before I do anything. I just want to make sure you can see everything. Is that cool? Yeah. All right, cool. All right, I put that little window up here just so that you can still see my face and I can engage with you without having to switch back and forth. So let me know if that's working out okay. If not, then obviously I will fix it. Okay, so here we go. So I didn't want to overshoot. I got the shot I like, right? And I always try to do like a mouth open, mouth closed, just to have options later on. And that's what we did here. And then we move to a different composition. So here we have like a nice medium shot. Okay. Chin down, chin up. You see how like just that little bit of chin move? Look how much longer her neck looks just by doing that. Boop. And subconsciously, you're adding like another inch to your model. Okay. But and at the end of the day, you're giving yourself and the model options to choose from. Even though this whole set of images is with one outfit, but I'm giving her tons of different options, not the same pose and composition 5 times. I'm giving her different options. Okay, so chin up, chin down. Here we go. See, she tilted her shoulder a little bit right there. Boom. Lifted up the left shoulder and dropped the right shoulder a little bit. That's a third option. And then here we go. I just went low. I got off the tree because I was sitting right next to her here. So we're very level on the same tree. I got off the tree and shot up on purpose. And now look how much more dominant, powerful, commanding the model is in the frame just by changing the angle. That's why I said in my video, go check it out. Composition is king for a reason. Okay. Again, you can see here I am with just one camera, one lens, but yet the composition is what's making these photos work. Okay. And obviously I'm working with natural light. So here we go again. Now we change it up. Now it's more of a medium shot here. Okay. This is also like fill the frame, like a composition fill the frame. Just FYI. Anyway, here we go here. She's actually leaning on the tree now. See her here, her arm was on her lap, and then here she's leaning on a tree, which is forcing her to like twist her waist a little bit. Okay? Giving her different angles. See? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I chose that one. I like that. I like the looking off the camera. And here we go. I like this nice wide shot. 1 and 2. I took this one just obviously like her neck is nice and long. She looked elongated, making her look taller. And last time I checked, I don't know too many models that are upset when you make them look nice and long. So word to the wise, make them look long. Okay. So I like this composition. So we moved right on. Cool. I was like, cool, I'm done. Next. And see here, this one we took a few of. I think this is the one we took the most of, like, because she had to walk on that tree there, and the balance, etc. And also, I wanted to figure out a creative way to fill the frame with her, the environment, and kind of like bring a whimsical kind of a feel to it. Now, granted, this wasn't this wasn't planned at all. That's why you could see her jacket right there and whatnot. I didn't care. I just didn't care because I knew I was going to use this for social media. I was going to give it to her for social media. Our intention was just like, all right, let's just take some quick photos, whatever, right? Now, now this is kind of like, okay, we're getting somewhere. I'm digging this energy. I'm digging the vibe, right? I'm digging the vibe. That one, I missed the shot here. I missed it back focused on the trees back there. Because she's moving, right? All right, here we go. I'm digging her hand movement. Look how gentle her camera left, but her right arm is. I like that. And we were just trying to figure out what to do with the left, okay? Out of these, personally, I'm kind of digging that one. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Actually, that one's not so bad either. But I chose this one, okay? I like this one, again, looking off camera right above my head. And whenever I have a model look off camera, I always just have them look right past my shoulder. Not way over there or way over there. You just want off camera. And that is enough, literally. So if they're looking dead at you and looking dead in your camera, right off camera, just right here. Just that's all you got to do. And it looks awesome and it looks effortless, and most importantly, it looks natural. Okay, so and that's what I had her do right here. And this one I really liked. If you can tell, there's like leading lines. We got the leading lines of this tree right here, and then all these trees. So it's really cool how all those trees frame her, even though she has a very busy outfit on, right? What is this? Leopard print? Not leopards. Is that cheetah print? But yet she still is, she's, how can I say? She commands her position in the frame. And I think it's just because of the composition. And then this tilt, if you're not sure what this tilt is, it's called a Dutch tilt. And I like using it. I think it adds more drama to a frame. if you notice in filmmaking, they use a Dutch tilt in very suspenseful moments to purposely add drama. Um, and so why not use it in photography too? So there we go. All right, now this one I really like. But see, even with this one, just to let you know, hold on, excuse me, I'm sorry. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. And that's because it involved, so that one we took 7 frames because it involved her moving back and forth, plus the balance on this here, on the tree. Now, this one only took 3 frames. I knew as soon as I took this photo, I was like, oh man, this photo's hot. Okay. I love how she fills the frame and she looks super long, right? Look at the limbs here. We got 1, 2, 3 looking long. Look at the angles of the limbs. I even like this. Her neck looks nice. A nice gentle look off the camera. Look how long her legs look. It's like she's like a black widow. Looks awesome. I was like, all right, this thing's hot. So we took a couple more. Look at that. Ooh, I even like that. That's that moody model bitch face. I love it. And then I rested on this one. This one I really liked. I think I like this just because I wanted her more in the frame, but to the left of the center. Okay. I even noticed that, like, what it, oh yeah. All right, let's just lower that just a hair. There we go. Anyway. So there we go right there. Now, in this one, I really, again, filling the frame with her. This is a fill the frame if you're compositional rule. Well, there's a lot of compositional rules in this, but this is ultimately fill the frame. When your subject fills like 70, 80% of the entire frame, it's called fill the frame. There we go. Cool. I like that. See how like her chin is up a little bit? That one's just staring. That one's commanding. I'm not sure if you noticed that. See the difference? See the difference? I like that chin up. This is the one this one I really like. And then did I choose it? Okay, this is the one I chose. Okay. It was because it was between the mouth open and mouth closed. Little posing tip. If you're gonna shoot just like let's say one pose, I'd at least do mouth open, mouth closed. And the best way is just to ask them. Well, there's 2 good ways, and I learned this from America's Next Top Model. Quite honestly, I actually learned a lot from that stupid show. I shouldn't say it's stupid. It was actually, it had a lot of good knowledge in there in between all the funky drama. But anyway, you can either have them breathe in and get the natural mouth open look, or just have them breathe through their mouth. So those two little tips right there will give you a very natural open mouth. But I highly recommend I highly recommend you shooting both. Don't worry, it costs you nothing but another shot, and then when you're home, you're glad you have at least 2 looks to choose from, and that also gives a model another option. At the end of the day, you want the model to be like, it's hard for me to choose. That means you did your job. So anyway, I'm trying to give you some brownie points around here. Anyway, so that's the one I chose. Next one, I wanted to get a full body because you can see we did medium, we did a close up, fill the frame, and now I want a full body because I wanted to include more of the environment. I guess we did the environment too when she was on a tree there, but that's what I was literally thinking when I was doing this one. So here we go. We go. I really like this. I want to. How can I say? Yeah, I want to include the environmental shot. So her chin is up. That one's all right. I was like, oh, yeah. Look at that one. I really like that. And knowing that she only had the one outfit on, obviously, and we didn't plan this at all, it was really important for me to concentrate on the poses because if you look at the same outfit, same model, same outfit, it's going to get redundant real quick. So your composition, shooting your medium, close, and wide shots are extremely important. and the poses you choose are extremely important so that you create a diverse array of images, even with just one look. And that's what I was going for here. So you see right here, this is what we did earlier with the on the log, right? That kind of a look. Now, if I shot that again, there's a little bit of redundancy. Already did it, move on. That's why, okay, I like the arm up. Let's put it on top of your head. Now that's a completely different vibe. I'm digging that. Now, here's another tip too, a pose tip. If one arm is straight, one arm is bent. If one leg is straight, one leg is bent. And that was another Tyra tip. Okay, shout out to Tyra Banks. So, and you can see here, her arm is straight, her right arm is straight, left arm is bent. Her her right, Jesus, her right leg is bent, left leg is straight, and it creates not only more of a dynamic pose or a look, but how can you say it's more not captivating. Darn it, I'm trying to figure out the word. It's more powerful. It's more, I guess, captivating. Gosh, I can't think of a synonym for it. But either way, it's a better goddamn photo. Okay. So, with that said, think about that. Just keep that in mind. And that's a cheap trick. Sometimes having them perfectly straight and symmetric is cool, but sometimes not having it perfect is pretty damn cool too. So again, if one arm is straight, one arm is bent. So that's a little cool little tip, and that works for men and women. So anywho, um, and that was the last photo. So you can see a total of 41 photos, and 38 of them are portraits of Dallas. And I can honestly say I'm extremely proud of what we did under the circumstance of being extremely unplanned. We were just taking a break from the hike. One camera, one lens. So I just want to let you know that this is something you can do yourself. There really is no excuse. This lens is not a very expensive lens. I think it's like around $800 or something. It's very obtainable. The S5 is a 24 megapixel full frame mirrorless camera. So most of you may have a camera like that. So therefore you can do the same thing. Doesn't need to be a mirrorless. It could be a DSLR. Hell, I bet we could have done something dope like this with a cell phone. So here we go. These are all my favorites. Now let's just review this real quick. Again, remember I said let's talk about the framing. Okay. So you can see here is a nice full shot, a full body shot. You can see the horizon with the tree here. Right there is on the lower third of the photo. She's almost center, but yet her limbs stretch out to each side. I really like this. Again, it makes her look super, super long. This one, like I said, this is fill the frame. This is a nice close-up shot. Okay. I just got lower than her and shot up. And then asked her to put her chin up ever so slightly. Slightly, a dab will do. Not like this. Okay. Just slightly would do. Okay. And look what it did to her neck. Makes it look super nice and long. So this is a nice fill the frame close-up shot. Then we have a nice medium shot. So far we already have our wide, medium, and close-up. Okay. Now, and you can see already, so we have 1 here, 2, and 3. On our third one, she's not even looking at the camera. So don't feel like you missed a shot because she's not looking dead in the camera. Sometimes the shot is when they are not looking in the camera, and it gives it more of a candid, more not posy kind of a feel. Here we go here. Wow, look at that natural light. It's even catching it in her eyes. That's crazy. Anyway, rule of thirds. She is way over to she's on camera right over here. But you see the tree. I really like the way the tree is in there. Anyway, I just like this balance. So this is a medium shot too, believe it or not. Like, if you're wondering what a medium shot is really, I would say anything that Well, in filmmaking, it's like above the, you chop off the feet. So let's say your shin and up or above the thigh. Never cut off at your knee or the elbow or some sort of particular joint. So if I'm going to shoot above the waist, I'm going to shoot more toward the upper part of my abdominal or something like that. Never at the waist. So if you're going to cut off the leg, either above the knee or right below the knee. But I wouldn't do at the ankle. Okay? So just a little word from the wise. And if I'm doing the extreme close up, totally different. But if I'm doing like a headshot close up, then I want to include above the hairline. Otherwise, you make their forehead look bigger with cutting off their hairline. Those are just some like quick random tips and stuff. Anyway, here we go. A full body shot now. Okay. I really like this. This is that whimsical look I mentioned earlier. Here's kind of like a medium wide shot. Right? I really like this. I purposely shot it this way. I did not crop this at all. I actually wanted it like this. Okay? So I purposely cut it off and shot it that way because that's the way I wanted to do it. Period. Okay? But regardless, my eyes go right to her face. Right to her face. And I love how the lines of her legs and her arms just draw you right to her face. Right to her face. So that's why I really like this photo a lot. Here we are. A nice medium shot. I'm digging this a lot. And see, shooting at f2.0, see how it creates such depth? So her face is sharp, necklace is sharp, and then this is her hand and her leg closest to lens is out of focus, and then it starts to get focused obviously toward her body, and it's blown out in the back. I just love that kind of whimsical feel of this particular image, and it creates so much depth, almost like it's 3D, even though the image itself is, it's just a photo. What is it? It's 2-dimensional or 1-dimensional, whatever it is. But there's so much depth going on by shooting wide open like this. Now, I don't always shoot wide open. A lot of times I shoot at maybe f4. Sometimes I close it down just to get a little bit more of the environment in focus, depending on what I'm doing. But this really works. I really dig it, especially in the forest. All right, here we go. Next one is that full body. Okay. This one, I as I explained, I really like just for numerous reasons, but I really want to get the forest, the park inside this photo. Now, if you look at all these photos, okay, let's take a look. Go right here. Okay. Cool. Let's drag this down so you can see more of it. You can see each frame that I ended up choosing as a winner is doesn't have to, well, I shouldn't say it doesn't have to do with the other. There's no duplicates. There's no redundancy going on. They all command its own next to each other. Even though it's the same model, same location, same outfit. And again, same camera and one lens. So you put them side by side, they look engaging. They look unique. They stand alone on itself, each of these frames. Okay? These are the things that when I took away from myself, I was like, wow, damn. In 38 photos, we smashed this. We smashed it. We didn't even plan it. But the energy and the vibe I was like getting from experiencing these photos while shooting it rubbed off on her. And then she started giving even more. And then thus you two walk away in only 38 frames like a boss. Okay? You could do that too. If you don't have a 24 f1.4 lens, you could do it with a kit lens. You could do it with just a 50. There were shoots I've done with only a 50 millimeter. And I was glad because guess what? My bag was lighter. And it really forced me to move and think. Just like here. I had to move, think, look at the environment, see what it's doing, how is it adding to the frame or negatively impacting the frame. That's what I had to do because I only had one lens, and this is a prime lens. So therefore, I only have my 5 point toe zoom. So if I want to get close, I had to move close or back up or ask her. So that also forced me to have to communicate more effectively with the model in order to get some awesome photos. And as you can tell, in 38 frames, we did it. And here are the 8. I gave her all these. I sent it to her agency and they loved it. And again, these weren't photos or a photo shoot that they asked for, but I figured, you know what? They always like having some fitness and wellness photos. So let me just send it to them anyway. And they really appreciated it. And therefore, um, I always believe in doing more than what you're asked for. Right. So that helps to further solidify my relationship with that agency. And then for her, she gets to walk away with 8 awesome photos that we absolutely didn't expect we would be getting in the first place. So it's a win win win. So, what is she going to do? She's going to end up not only posting them and telling folks about her experience of an awesome photo shoot that you did for her, but also, um, that's another awesome, reliable model that you get to work with when you want to do something creative and fun with. Because you know what? They're going to appreciate what it is that you're able to bring to the table, and then therefore you and her benefit, or him, from the photo shoot. And that to me is something I really become to appreciate during this whole COVID situation, is having a few couple of handful of models that I could really help to push my creative ability, but also theirs. And that's really what it's all about. At the end of the day, is when you both benefit from a very unexpected situation like this. So, I see we got a couple of comments before I get to talking forever. Let's see. First, let me switch this back. Cool. All right, so let me read right here. Okay. Vishnu, oh, you're calling from you're watching from India. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That's amazing. And Andre, hey man, thank you. What's up with you as well? Thank you for the hello. I really appreciate it. If anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns, post them down below. Let me know if you have any like obstacles that you've had to overcome. Do you like shooting with just one lens? Have you done that? Are you is it intimidating to you for you to do? It was for me for a long time. That's why I always showed up with like a bag full of gear. I think the bag full of gear at times was almost a crutch for me. But in reality, it slowed me down because, like I said earlier, if I was overthinking the process rather than taking more photos. I was choosing, I was spending more time thinking about the lenses, and that's not the whole point of the photo shoot. Photo shoots, it's a tool, but sometimes having too many tools on your belt could weigh you down, right? So anyway, those were a few lessons that I learned. I hope that anything that I shared you take away and helps to improve you or inspire you. I highly recommend doing the homework, which is take one lens, show up to a shoot, and rock and roll and see what you can create from it. And don't forget, your composition is really what's going to set it on fire, and the way that you frame your subject in the photo, right? Get your close, get your medium, get your wide shot. And I guarantee you're going to nail it every time. So that when you get to a client shoot, you're going to only get a response from that paid client. God, it's hard for me to choose my favorite photos. That's when you know you just won. So either way, I really appreciate all of you for tuning in on my live. I do plan on doing this more often. If there are any topics you think I should cover in the next future videos, let me know down below, and I'll do that. I got some lenses coming up that I want to do some reviews on. And like I said, if you think I should do some video content creation or filmmaking videos, let me know. I'll be more than glad to bring that all to you. Otherwise, with that said, I'm Robert Silver. And until next time, keep shooting and stay creative.